Now that we're ready to put some powder on our face to help set everything we've done so far, I'm going to be using a high definition powder from e.l.f. and it is a loose powder. Now what I do with this is I just put a little bit of it in the cap, and it's sort of a whitish powder. They also make a really pretty shimmer powder, so there's a little in my cap. They also make a shimmer powder, which is really beautiful if you're going out to eat dinner with your honey. It gives such a beautiful finish under candlelight, so that's one to maybe try too. But I'm going to take a puff, and this puff, what I'm going to do is just place the powder in the puff, and then I'm going to work it into the puff, okay? And what that will do is help to set my my foundation and concealer. You can use a brush. e.l.f. makes a nice big powder brush. So again, if you're using the puff like I'm doing right now, you would do it this way. If you're using a fluffy powder brush, I just like to swirl it in the cap. I want to do that for you too, just so you'll see the difference. I like to swirl it in. We're always working our powder in, tapping off the excess. And then, one thing we really have to be careful of, and I know for me as I've gotten a little older, is to set the foundation and concealer that you have put underneath the eye area. Now, one thing that you got to be very careful of is how much powder you're using. You want to make sure there are no lines that are prominent where the concealer has sort of bunched up or fallen into the line. So just press along the eye area before you actually start putting the under eye powder here. And e.l.f. does make a wonderful new product which cracks me up. It's so funny. It's in this little bitty container. It's called e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. Oh, e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. It's so tiny. It's so fabulous. Okay, again, we're going to put this in the cap. Always like putting things in the cap so you're not using too much. We're taking our handy dandy puff, working it into there, and we're lightly pressing underneath the eye. Again, making sure before you do this that the concealer has not fallen into any lines underneath the eyes. Because if concealer is in there and it's sort of bunched up, you're just setting it. Now that we're finished with that part, it's time to go on to some of my very favorite contour, highlight, and blush. Here we go.